Hey, I've got the center console radio face ripped out because this customer was saying their Bluetooth was dropping, the radio was freezing up, and the screen was going black. I did the pinpoint test just like 99.9% of all the other ones. The APIM is the problem. The APIM is this device right here that's on the back of the front display screen. So now I'm going to walk you through the process of me putting everything back together and actually programming it. There's 4 Phillips screws that hold this on, just so you know. And then you pull it off, put the new one on, screw them back down. You're seeing the reverse process because I don't want to make this video too long. Put your main connector back in. Micro connection back in. Set your radio face, make sure your wires are tucked down out of the way. There's little alignment tabs on both sides here. Set that back in. You've got a series of 7mm screws that go around the outside. 4 of them. I use a magnetic 7mm impact socket. Let me roll that window up over there. So now it's turned on. You can see everything's powered up. At this point, you just leave it alone. Now you're ready to start installing your center interface module, which is this. This is the display interface module on the front of the APIM. This is the front control interface module that controls all your HVAC and stuff. There's a connector down here on the bottom. And then you just basically line it up. Push the bottom first, and then the center, a little bit at the top. It will all pop back in. You just have to be kind of forceful with it, but not too forceful. Now there's 4 7mm screws that go in here. Okay, so you want to put your plastic trim pieces back on, but sometimes these get stuck in here. So I take a plastic trim tool I bought from Harbor Freight. Pull it out. Put it back in your trim piece where it goes. And there's a slot right here at the top. Now you'll start with the bottom first. And then you'll work your way up. So that piece is in. And now do the same thing on the other side. This piece actually came out with it. You just take a plastic tool and work your way down that, and that's how it pops off. Okay, so everything's all put back together. Now we have to program it. What do we do? Well, first of all, I like to start the vehicle, but I won't start the vehicle until I get into Ford's database and start the programming process. This is going to be video 1 of how to remove and install the APIM In the second video, we can go into programming if you guys want, but this is just to show you how to get it started. This is the removal, except the reverse process, which should be, if you're handy, you'll be able to pick up what I just did. And then when you program, actually down here on the side of the center console, there's a cable that has to get unplugged from this connector right there. And what you do is there's a special cord you hook up through this cable to program this. Say USB on one side, USB on one side, and on the other end it's a USB female or male to female into micro. So I don't think this video has to be any longer. Unless you have Ford PTS software and you're able to program your own stuff, this video is not going to do you any good past this. This is how to install and remove the radial face, the bezel for the HVAC controls, and the APIM. 99.9% of your problem with your Bluetooth, your screen freezing, the dropouts, satellite connection is all going to be because of the APIM, and that's that back unit I pointed to in this video. Be blessed, guys. Thank you. If you want a second video in programming, I'll do it, but there's really no point unless you're another dealer, which you should know how to do already.